Do you want to be able to harness the power of Copilot even if you don't have a Copilot for Microsoft 365 license? I'm the Productivity Coach, and today I show you how. Hi, I'm Stuart Ridout, the Productivity Coach, and I work at Microsoft as part of our Modern Work AI and Ecosystem team. And today I want to talk to you about how you can use Copilot and harness the power of Copilot even if you don't have a Copilot for Microsoft 365 license. Now I'm going to hold my hands up here. On a previous video I wasn't really clear about the licensing that was required, so I released a video which was around how you could use Copilot in Microsoft Word, and there's a couple of other ones. There's ones about PowerPoint and ones about how you can use Copilot in Microsoft Teams. But in those videos I didn't say that it was an additional license, and currently at time of recording this video that license really is targeted at our enterprise customers, and there's a minimum threshold for purchase. So for some customers they might not even be able to get hold of it just yet because it might not be available to them. But don't worry, because you can actually harness the power of Copilot right now for free if you are a consumer. If you're a consumer user and you don't have like a big Office 365 account, like an enterprise account, you can use Copilot there. That's part of your will as being a consumer customer. Or if you're an enterprise customer and you've got a Microsoft 365 license, then you can use a different version, which is kind of Copilot, but it's got some commercial data protection in it as well. Now this is great for you because you can harness all that power of Copilot, of the GPT-4 engine. You can use DALL-E that's within it to be able to generate images. You can summarize content, you can question content, all of that. And there are multiple places that you can get access to that on the web and within Windows itself. So let's have a look at this. So here I am in Windows. So as I say, there's a couple of different versions. So there's the personal version. So here you can see that I'm logged into my personal account, and I'm going to go to copilot.microsoft.com on the web. And you can see that you come here to this Copilot AI companion. You can see I've got my account up here. And what's most telling is here it's showing my query history. So things that I've done previously. Then in the middle here, we've got some examples of things that you can do, some cool things that you can do there. And then for Copilot, it's quite a unique thing. There's a couple of different writing styles, or three ones. So there's creative, balanced, and precise. And as you click it, you can see that the colors change on it, so you know which mode you're in. Now, if we contrast that with Copilot that enterprises get access to, so it's the same Copilot engine behind it, but it's treated in a slightly different way. So you can tell this is an enterprise one because it's got protected up here, and it says your company data is protected in this chat. So that means that you can ask questions and put sensitive information in there, subject obviously to your company policies. And by clicking on that protected icon, you can come here to this page, and there's all stuff about artificial intelligence and our commitments to there. But crucially, it doesn't use that to train the model. And you can tell here that even though I've used it previously, I've got no search history or no query history. And all the time, as long as it says your personal and company data are protected in this chat, you know that we don't have eyes on the data and we don't use it to train. Now, it's still got these great prompts here in the middle to help you try that. And you can see that they might be a little bit more business focused than the other one. But again, you've still got these different modes: more creative, more balanced, and more precise. And again, as we click on those, you can see that the colors change on the fonts and things like this, so you know which mode you're in. Now, there's a couple of switches up here on this version here. Now, if you do have Copilot for M365, then you'll have this switcher here that switches between work and web. So this is the same as the chat interface that you get in Teams. Whereas if you're on the web switch, this is the Copilot that goes out onto the web and pulls information in from the internet and things like this, with all of these different styles. Now, if we wanted to know what the difference was between these, the easiest way is actually just to ask Copilot itself. So I'm going to say here, what's the difference between more creative, more balanced, and more precise mode? And it will come back and it will tell us. So you can see here Bing Chat. So this used to be called Bing Chat or Bing Chat for Enterprise. It's now going to be rebranded as Copilot. So we've got creative mode for longer and more imaginative answers, balance mode, and precise mode. And you can see there that this is one of 30 responses. So this is a conversation. So if I asked a follow-up question, say for instance, which mode would be best for creating a story, then it should hopefully come back and tell me that it recommends creative mode, which it has. But you can see now down the bottom there, it says 2 of 30 responses. So you can have 30 of these back and forth. If you want to reset any time, you click new topic and it resets back there, and it's forgotten everything that you've spoken about previously. And again, you can change those modes. It's the best way to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a prompt just to demonstrate this that I used on the Microsoft Word video that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to go to youtube.com/productivity coach. Let's just find that Word video. Okay, and just pause this. Oh, it's not a good picture. There we go. So you can see here, this was a prompt that I used. It was about being an HR specialist and creating a guidance document for managers about how to create annual reviews with employees. So I'm just going to wait for me to finish typing in this prompt on this video, because that's quite a long prompt, and and I can't be bothered to type it in. But one of the great things about Copilot is that what I can do, if I take a screenshot here, and if you're on Windows, that's Shift, Windows and S, and then I can save that. That's been saved to my desktop. If I now go to Copilot, and I'm going to add an image and upload it from this device, I'm going to go back to desktop, and you can see there is my screenshot. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to change it to more precise because I want it to do exactly what I'm going to tell it to do. So I'm going to type in here, what is the text in this image? Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to analyze this image and we should hopefully come back with the text. Now, this is one application for that, for being able to upload an image. You could upload images and ask it questions about it, extract data from that. I've seen all sorts of applications. I saw one online the other day where somebody had shared a quiz. You know where you go and you have to guess how many sweets are in the jar? And they took a photo of it and used Copilot to guess how many sweets were in the jar, which I think is cheating, but we'll let it go. So here we can see that the text in the image has been correctly identified. So I'm going to copy that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new topic again, and I'm going to go for more balanced this time. And we're going to paste that in there. So as an HR specialist, create a guidance document for managers about how to run an effective annual review with employees. Focus on historic performance, but also development and future goals. It's gone too quickly down there, but you can see here that it is starting to generate my content there. Okay, I did ask for a checklist as well, and here it is there. And you can see you've got those references to the different sources where it's taken information from. So that's really useful there. But you can also ask follow-up questions like, how do I handle difficult conversations during that review? And again, it knows the context. We're talking about an annual review here, so it can give you the right answers without you having to restate the problem. So it knows that we're talking about annual reviews here. So it's talking about being prepared, being honest, communicating effectively, etc. And then you can just click that copy icon there, or you can even export it. So if I click edit in Word, export, so it's downloaded the file for me, there you go. And then I can just click on that document there that I've answered, or that I've downloaded, apologies. I can click on the document that I've downloaded there, and then I'd be able to edit it straight away in Microsoft Word. So just give it a moment just to open up Word. So we don't even have to. So if I already had an existing document, I could copy and paste in, but otherwise I can just download that straight into Word, and then I would be able to start editing that. There we go. It's told me it's come from Bing. It's got this powered by AI thing here, so you can remove all of that, but it's just making sure that you're clear, and then the content has been downloaded into Word. So it's really easy to create a document, download it, and get started there. Now, I did take a little heat on this video, actually, about the choice of that scenario, because somewhere here, let me just have a look. And somebody put a post saying, can Copilot do anything other than generate banal middle management bath content on the go? Can it help me assemble and create technical documents where a deep knowledge of the subject matter is essential? Not impressed by this particular stunt. So I had a look on his channel, and you can go and have a look at it yourself. And he talks about soil irrigation and things like this. So I made a prompt from the content that I saw on his YouTube channel. So I'm going to go start a new topic, and I'm going to paste in here. We're going to go more creative, just see what the difference is there, because that generally will generate longer content here. So I've got write a paper discussing the best methods for subsurface drip irrigation SDI beneath corn and soybean, highlight various methods to be able to monitor soil matrix potential, calculate volumetric water content, and schedule irrigation remotely via smartphone. Now, just to be clear, I've got absolutely no idea about this. This is not content that I know anything about, but here we can see that Copilot is starting to give me the outline for the paper. Now I'm going to stop that because it's going to generate a very long paper, and I don't want you to have to sit and watch this. But so I used Copilot for that. Now when I did it in Word for him, but you can also do it in Copilot here. Now you can access Copilot in different places as well. So if you're on Windows, we've got this Copilot icon down the bottom, and that opens up this side thing. It's exactly the same, so your personal and company data are protected. And if you have Copilot for M365 chat, you can switch between these two modes here as well. But because we're talking about what you can get that's included today, then we're going to stick on that Bing chat mode. So you can use that icon there. The other way you can do it, if you use the Edge browser, which I recommend because it's awesome, is that you can use it within the browser itself. So if I go to aka.ms/WTI, which is our work trend index report about the productivity savings that people have found from using Copilot. If I click the Copilot icon here up in the top right, it will open a little sidecar here. And the great thing here is this can see the content of the web page. So it says Bing Chat Enterprise right now because we're going through this, and it also says preview. So it's looking to hopefully go GA in December, and that will be rebranded as well as part of that into Copilot. And you can see here that what it's done is it's actually already summarized the page for me. I haven't even had to ask. It's summarized that page for me straight away. But I could continue to query this because this is quite a long web page. There's quite a lot of content here. So what were the main areas of time saving using Copilot? Okay, and it's going to search the page for information there. And hopefully in just a moment, it will start to kind of look there. So we can see here, one of the key phrases here that it says, according to the web page, the main areas of time saving using Copilot are processing email, catching up on missed meetings, searching for information, and writing tasks. And we've also got all of these reference points here, these citations, so you know whereabouts in the document it's come from. And if you wanted to, you can click there and go to see those. Now, I could say answer from the web instead, because this has told me up the top that it's come from the page content, but I could say answer from the web instead. So what were the research methods used? Okay, so again, searching your page for information. So just say when you're using Copilot, it's really important because at the top it will tell you where it's come from, whether it's come from the web or whether it's come from the page content you've got here. So here it's telling me what the research methods were used, so surveys, and the different methods and who they spoke to, etc. And if you look here on this page is really long. There's loads of graphics. It's a really rich page, lots of data, etc. And down here, they kind of talk about different use cases, what their research methodology was, etc. So here it talks about like surveys and experiments and things like this, observational studies, etc. So hopefully this will just be finished in a moment. So you don't have to be an expert on the page, is what we're saying here, because we can use that summary. So we'll stop that. So I'm going to go new topic again, and this time I'm going to go into more creative mode. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to create an outline for a PowerPoint presentation. So if I wanted to make a PowerPoint presentation from this, create an outline for a PowerPoint presentation about the research findings. Okay, and Copilot will go away and it will create that outline for me. Now it tells me what it's searching for here. So it says search how to create a PowerPoint outline. So I think it's actually going to give me the wrong thing here. Yeah. So what it's doing here is, this would be if I asked it a question about how to do something in PowerPoint. So it's slightly misunderstood what I was looking for there. So it's really important that you get your prompt guidance right. So a great resource for this, if you go to adoption.microsoft.com/Copilot. Now this is about adopting Copilot for Microsoft 365. So it's not entirely applicable here, but there is a really good resource here. This build your prompt skills, and it will go through, and there's this handout, ingredients for prompt, and these prompt do's and don'ts. And you can use this, and it tells you what a great prompt looks like. Obviously prompt engineering is a new science for lots of people. The more effort you put into the prompt, the better the result is. And as I say, this is for Microsoft 365 Copilot, but actually the same things about communicating clearly, using quotation marks, knowing the limitations, etc. Those all exist. And one of the great things is this is a PDF, and I could actually use Copilot here to query this PDF. So if you had like a really long PDF document here, if you opened it up in Edge, then you'd be able to do that, and you can ask questions. So what are top tips for a well-crafted prompt? Okay, and here what it's doing for is searching those. Okay, here's some top tips for creating a well-crafted prompt. Now I can see here actually, just as this coming in, this has come from the web, because you can see with these citations here, and down the bottom it tells you where that information has come from. So I can tell already that this hasn't quite done what I wanted because of these links here, but I can say answer from this page instead, and what it will do now is use the PDF content and find the information I want in there. And there you go. And now we can see that familiar thing that says, based upon this web page context, here are some top tips for a well-crafted prompt. Okay, so just pay a little bit of attention to where it comes from. Sometimes you just need to be a little bit more specific, but Copilot learns all the time. So we'll hope that it'll get better and better all the time. And if I wanted to switch back, I could say answer from the web instead. And things like this. So let me pop back to that web page. I'm going to go new again, and this time I'm going to go into more creative mode. So this time I'm going to try and look at the image generation capabilities. So I'm going to write create an image that could accompany a PowerPoint presentation about this content. Okay, now this is a fairly woolly prompt actually when I look at this. So it'll be interesting to see what it creates here. But I would hope that it would digest some of the content that is in this page and would use this to create an image. So it says I'll try to create this. Here's an image. There we go. And now one of the things is this is like a working image. This isn't the image. So pay attention to the bit that says your image is generating, because lots of people look at that and go, oh, okay, that is about multitasking and about efficiency, I guess, but it's an odd looking image, and that's not the image that it's looking to create. So we can see here that it's created 4 different images for me. They're more like graphics, infographic type things here. So I think what it's trying to do is show the concept of being really busy and having multiple information sources and all come into that. So when you look at the work trend index, you can see that that's actually a common theme on that. So let's look for something that's a little bit more of a single image. So I'm going to say, can you generate a photograph instead? Let's see how well it gets on with this. I'm sorry, I cannot generate a photograph here. So, okay. So what it says, I can't generate a photograph. I can create graphical artworks, and then it's given me some sources there for images about Copilot. So it's created airplane type ones here. So that's not entirely what we're looking for, but my aim here is to show you exactly what happens. I haven't trimmed anything, and I'm not taking out any of the errors. And so if I type a different prompt, so maybe like a cartoon style image, actually no, what I'm going to do, let me clear that out, get rid of that, and I'm going to do a brand new topic. So it's forgotten everything that it's done. So this time I'm going to be a little bit more specific. It's about the prompt. So create an image of a man at a computer looking frustrated as he is overworked. He could really be helped. By using AI. So we'll be a little bit more specific. So here we're telling it what kind of image you want. And actually, if you really learn how to use these image generation prompts, you can create great original pieces, images and things like this that you then can use, and you don't have to worry about copyright and things like this. So Copilot's going to try and create that for me. And there we go. It's generating. We've got a little image to just keep us going while it waits. And we'll see there. And you can see there it's actually given us some prompts for follow-up things that you can do. Right, okay, so this is a little bit more of what we're looking for here. So that follows the brief there. It's a person, they're overworked, there's papers everywhere, they're looking frustrated. Those are big monitors there. And we've got kind of this AI, this like robot-y look thing. So you can do things like add a coffee cup, but we've already got coffee cups there. Make it look like he's working on a project, all sorts of things. But then you could find the one you want, and then you'd be able to copy that and use it. So what I'm going to do is just close that sidecar, and just to wrap up, I'm going to go back to the Copilot webpage. Okay, and just show you. So if, as a wrap up, if we're looking to get started, have a look at Copilot, have a look at these suggested prompts, because these will help you to get started there. It isn't just about text. You could produce tables, experiment with these different modes, creative, balanced and precise, to try and find the thing that you're looking for there. So hopefully this will really help you to get started using Copilot, previously called Bing Chat or Bing Chat Enterprise, because if you're using something else, so you might already be using ChatGPT, certainly if you're in an organization, then that doesn't have the organizational protection that you get when you use Copilot and you're signed in with an enterprise account. But also if you want to use the latest GPT, which Copilot uses, if you're on something like ChatGPT, you have to pay for that. And there's different kind of limits and things like this. So hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully it was a little bit more clearer than the Microsoft Word video around the licensing. As kind of just to recap on that, if you are a consumer user, so you've got like an Outlook account, an Xbox account, a Hotmail account, something like this, then you can use, or any Microsoft consumer account that you'd use to sign into those services, you can use Copilot right now for free, and it's baked into Windows 11 as well. So you've got that thing down the bottom on the start bar, you've got it in Edge on the sidecar, and you also, if you go to copilot.microsoft.com, you can get to there. If you're an enterprise user and you've got some of our enterprise plans on Microsoft 365, then you would have access there. Now you might find, if you're an enterprise user, that your admin has switched it off. If they have, then go and have the conversation with them, because I'm sure in lots of organizations there are people who are using other AI services such as ChatGPT, maybe without permission. So actually, if you use Copilot, formerly known as Bing Chat for Enterprise, within your organization, then you know your company data is protected, and you're covered by all of those assurances that Microsoft give. So hopefully you found this useful. Please do check out my other videos, especially if you do have Copilot for Microsoft 365. Otherwise, I will see you again on another video.